Okay, Assalamualaikum and greetings to everyone. I'm Nurul Hidayah Isa from UiTM Cawangan Terengganu, Campus Kuala Terengganu. I would like to present my paper titled Association Rule Mining Using FP Growth Algorithm to Prevent Maverick Buying. These are the content of the presentation for my presentation. First is introduction, second is research methodology, and third is result and discussion, and lastly conclusion. So I begin my presentation today with defining what is maverick buying. So maverick buying describes an unwelcome behavior in the field of the field of corporate purchasing management. So it is a purchasing made outside the purchasing and procurement processes. So in a organization, usually a purchasing made must go through the procurement process where it must need to be proved by the procurement department. So when it's happened, immediate buying happened, we consider it as a maverick buying. So next is what is association rule mining? So association rule mining is a data mining technique that emphasizes looking for frequently occurring patterns, correlation, or associations from data sets. So it's a data mining technique that will reveal the relationship between an attribute to another attribute in the data sets. So it will help you to find what are the data set or what are the attribute or items that appear together in a data set. So FP growth algorithm is one of the algorithm that can be used to perform association rule mining. So it's adopt, divide and conquer strategy. It's adopt, divide and conquer strategy in finding the frequent pattern item set. So what is frequent pattern item set? It's item set that appear together or the attribute that appear together in the data set. So FP growth finds the frequent item set by compressing the data set and represent it in FP3. So the minimum support value is used in generating the prefix 3. The item that do not meet the minimum frequency known as minimum support. Minimum support will be discarded from the tree. And then when the FP3 generation complete, the association rules will be generated. A minimum confidence constraint is an applied item set to form the associated rules. So what is the support and confidence? Support is minimum support denotes the probability that the transaction contains both X and Y. We use support in creating the FP3. So we consider the item set in the ataupun the attribute in the FP3 when it achieves the minimum support value. And then the confidence is minimum confidence denotes the probability that a transaction contains X also contains Y. So we use the confidence value in the finding or in creating the association rules. So if the rules or if the item, okay, the pattern, the frequent pattern achieve the number of minimum confidence, we will consider it as an association rule. So for our case, we focusing or we implement our project in NADI Enterprise. So it's an what is who are they? It is an electrical company. It's provide an underground and overhead cabling and a lot of works in electrical, and they usually obtain a tender and project from Tenaga Nasional Berhad. So what happened in NADI Enterprise? When another enterprise receives a tender or task, the project supervisor will determine the supply needed for that tender. So the supervisor must evaluate the necessary supplies for the projects effectively and efficiently. So the enterprise can proceed with central purchasing, which is through the procurement process. However, it is not the case. For example, in 2019, some purchases for certain supplies have been purchased for every month or every other month. So we found maverick buying happen in the enterprise. So our aim is to apply association mining technique in order to assist the enterprise in planning for their supply purchasing for their project or for their tender. I will proceed with the research methodology that has been carried out for this project. So we have implemented or we have adopted a CRISP DM methodology to perform the data association rule mining. So there are 6 phases in this in CRISP DM, which business understanding, data preparation, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. So next of the presentation, I'm going to discuss on the each phases of the, what happened in each phases in the CRISP DM throughout the project. So first we begin with the business understanding. At this stage, we went to interview NADI personnel, NADI enterprise personnel to make to give a better understanding in the business process. Then we proceed with data understanding phase, where we identify the relevant data from many available sources. So however, due to the confidential company issues, not much of data sources are known to the researcher. And another problem that we have faced is most of the data are recorded manually. So it takes a lot of time for them to find out the correct data to give to us. So it's a limitation on this project. So for this project, the researcher was given 2 data sources, which is the purchase order and the project invoice. So both sources were from January to December 2019. So table 3 and table 2 are the data that have been obtained from the invoices and purchase order. So the next phase is data preparation. So in this step, there are 3 steps involved, which are data consolidation, data cleaning, and data transformation. So in the first step, we transform all the purchase order and invoiced in a spreadsheet file. And then what happened next is we match the project date started with the purchase order date to identify product purchased for the particular project. We also assume if the date of purchase does not match with any date of the project started, we will backtrack to the latest project. So these are the data that we have prepared after the consolidation process. So we consolidate between the project and also the products purchased. So from here, we managed to collect 1,846 rows of data with 58 types of different supply purchase and 15 different projects. So next phase is modeling and evaluation. So we combine it together. So we use RapidMiner for data mining process, and then we use FP growth operator, and also create association rule operator for association rule mining. So next, I'm going to discuss on the result that has been obtained from this experiment. So the first experiment is to find the association between the project and the product. So we want to find what are the supplies needed, okay, based on the project. So there are 2 different confidence have been used. First is 0.4 and 0.7 for support and confidence respectively. However, only one rules generated. Then we change the minimum value to 0.2 and maintain the confidence value with 0.7. So we managed to obtain the few rules based on the minimum confidence support 0.2 and confidence 0.7. So the table 5 shows the result obtained. So we can see that the most prominent rules generated is for cable HD project. So it appears 77% times, and the confidence shows the value One means the purchase product pipe PN10, 8-inch and project name cable HT are 100% appear together. So what we can conclude from this table is, for example, for project cable HT, okay, we found that there are several supply that are related to cable HD project. One is pipe PN10 8-inch, pipe PN10 6-inch, congregate pipe and end cap 30K V7 with a different supply. Okay, so there are lots of another project with the um, the supplies associated with the project. So for the second experiment, we conduct it with the objective to find the association between the supply itself. So we use a concept of market basket analysis as provided in AutoModel by RapidMiner, and we set the confidence value with 0.8. Okay, from the 56 supply items found in the data, 8 items are most commonly purchased together, which are safety vest, glove, wrapping, tali, helmet kuning, cement, and warning tape. So what we can conclude here, okay, we know that those 8 items are purchased together. So what NADI Enterprise can do is when they purchase one of the item, for example, wrapping, so they may consider to purchase cement also. So figure 4 represent the example of rules generated. So these are the rules generated. So we can see that wrapping helmet kuning are usually purchased with cement, okay, with the support 0.34 and confidence 0.889 and so on. So while figure 5 illustrate an example of rules developed for item cement. So we can see that there are items generated for the rules for generated for cement where it shows the product ataupun or any items that have been purchased together with cement. So based on the result, we can say that cement is mostly purchased with helmet kuning, glove, wrapping, and tali. So for the conclusions, so this paper proposed implementation of the association rule mining using FP growth algorithm to help NADI Enterprise make a decision for their supply purchase. And purchase order data and also invoice data have been consolidated for mining process purposes. Several rules have been generated from the experiments that rule out several supplies and that frequently can be associated with particular project. So in addition, we also found some of the supply items that are frequently purchased together. This result will help the enterprise to plan their purchasing based on the project they obtain. In addition, the enterprise also can use the frequent item purchased together as a guideline for a new project. For future enhancement, we may consider the use of more and better data set. So